Hi, welcome to the Unnatural Leader, where we believe that leadership is a skill that can be developed and not an attribute with which you're born. I'm Andy, and I want to talk briefly about natural leadership. Recently, yesterday actually, I took a small break during work. We were working on a group project, took a short break, and I just started thumbing through a recent edition of the Harvard Business Review. And I came across an article that I think really reinforces what we're doing here at the Unnatural Leader. And the title of the article was Beware the Bias Toward Natural Ability. So the article just summarizes a study conducted by Chia-Jung Tsay. Apologize if I've slaughtered that, Chia-Jung, but I hope I got that correct. And this study was based on previous studies that looked at biases about whether we favor people that we perceive as having natural talent, or if we perceive people that we perceive as having worked hard, or if we prefer people that we perceive as having worked hard to accomplish things and get where they are. So this study was based on previous studies that looked at musicians and specifically classical musicians to determine how we perceive them. And these previous studies all pretty much found that we find classical musicians to be better if we perceive them as having natural talent. So if we think that they are prodigies, we have a natural tendency, a natural draw towards them. And it's all about the spin and how we sell that particular musician. So they use the same musicians, and they just kind of talked them up as either being a prodigy or having spent 20, 30 years working at it. Now, so what Chia-Jung Tsay did was used entrepreneurs and basically pitched to venture capitalists to try and find out where that preference was. And what they discovered is pretty much the same thing, but these results are really going to be startling, and I'm going to get there in just a second. But the bottom line is that people want to believe that we are naturals. And so what we're trying to do here at the Unnatural Leader is make you feel and look like a natural one. But again, we don't believe that there is such a thing as a natural leader, that it's going to require a lot of hard work. But then you're going to come across and you're going to look like that natural leader. So people are going to prefer that. They're going to be drawn towards you, and they are going to then choose you for leadership positions, management positions, and they're going to trust you a whole lot more. So that's what we're really trying to get to with this whole project at the Unnatural Leader, and I think that this study has done a great job at really kind of highlighting why this is important, that we look the part and that we don't just look like we're working our butts off to get there. So I told you that the results were really startling here. I got them written down just so I don't forget them and I don't mess them up. But what the findings were is that 58% of the venture capitalists preferred natural leaders. So 58%. Okay, so 6 out of every 10 roughly want somebody that's natural. Okay, but that's still a majority, so that's still important. Now, the respondents accepted if they perceived the person as being a natural versus somebody that's worked hard to get where they are. This is what the respondents were willing to accept. 4.5 years less leadership experience. 4.5 years, that's a full college education's worth of leadership less experience. That is in the military, that is, a full rank less that they're willing to accept if they perceive you as being a natural. 9% less management skills. So you don't need the same skill set if you're perceived as being a natural. 28.3 fewer IQ points. 28.3 fewer IQ points. Now this is huge. Okay, so the standard deviation in the IQ test is 15 points. So from 100 is the average. The standard deviation is 15. So in that range from 85 to 115, you've got 65. I want to say 65% of all people fall in that range, right? You go another 15 points, and now you're at that second standard deviation. So we're talking 2 standard deviations from the mean So basically you go from the 98th percentile down to the 50th percentile. And they're willing to accept that if they think that you are a natural leader. So again, this is about entrepreneurs in this particular study. And so the venture capitalists were willing to accept almost $40,000 less in accrued capital, and the exact number is $39,143 less in accrued capital that the entrepreneur needed to get funding. So these are huge numbers, and I get that. But again, the bottom line here that I think is important and is the real key takeaway is that if you are perceived as being a natural leader, you're going to get a lot farther. People are going to trust you more. They're going to be willing to take more risks on you. So how do you get to be a natural leader? Well, again, there's no such thing. So it's going to take a lot of hard work until you come across as a natural leader. And that's what we're going to do here at the Unnatural Leader, is we're going to give you those skill sets. We're going to give you those tools so that you walk into your next job and you do look like that natural leader, like you've got that natural set of skills. Although the secret that you and I are going to share, there's no such thing as natural leadership. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Really appreciate it. Drop me a note down in the comments. Let me know what you think about natural leadership. Does it exist, or is it just a skill that we have to be working at, building constantly, fully improving all the time? And also, let me know, do you agree with this study? Chia-Jung Tsay, I will put in the comments, I'll drop, excuse me, not in the comments, but in the about info, I'm going to drop the link to the study, or at least to the HBR article. Also, guys, hey, please, if you're enjoying this, if you're going to get something out of this, if you're still interested in taking your leadership game to the next level, hit the subscribe button. Love you, appreciate it, and until next time.